Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm ABC 10 News meteorologist Leah Pizzetti. Earth Day has changed tremendously since it was first celebrated 52 years ago. It started as a response to the outrage over a massive oil spill here in Southern California in 1969. That spill is now considered the third largest oil spill disaster in U.S. history. It led to protests and sit-ins at universities, raising awareness about society's impact on the environment. And on April 22nd, 1970, 20 million people participated. It led to the creation of the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. 52 years later, it's not protests and sit-ins we see, but rather group efforts to improve the world where we live. Tonight, we'll look at how San Diegans are taking action locally, thinking globally, and preparing for our changing world. Earth Day has made more and more people aware of the changing climate. We like to think of San Diego as always 70 and sunny, but that's changing. ABC 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry takes us along our coastlines with National Weather Service meteorologist Alex Tardy to talk about the small changes we're seeing each year that are now adding up.
If I could describe climate change in one word, it would be ominous.
Progressing.
Devastating.
Extreme, above the natural variability.
Every 10 years, new climate normals are released. The trend in San Diego, warmer and drier, with the new normals released in 2021.
Everywhere in the United States, except for a small portion of the northern plains, was warmer than their prior 30-year averages.
The wet years of 2018 and 2019, which got us out of drought, are a distant memory.
We had a late October storm that was like, okay, this winter's going to be amazing. We had a December series of storms and atmospheric rivers. Amazing. We're good, right? Well, the movie didn't end there.
Now 2/3 of the state has seen their driest period from January to March.
That's extreme. Those are huge months to miss.
We have a short winter in California, November to March, if we're lucky April. That's when we have to get all the rain and snow for the farmers, agriculture, residents, and visitors. And if we don't...
So that means water supply shortage. That means fire weather. We've already had two of the worst, acreage-wise, worst active fire seasons in California history in 2020 and 2021.
Couple that with the record hot years. 6 of the last 10 summers have been top 10 hottest.
That whole cycle of drought is vicious. Dry periods are drier, longer, more severe. Wet periods are wetter, more severe, but less of them.
Being a coastal community, sea level rise is another concern. It's a slow process that takes years, largely from losing massive amounts of ice melting at our North Pole that is already at historically low levels.
Just 1 foot is going to make a massive difference on the average sea level. Now we're talking, in 20, 30, 40 years, we're talking 2-3 feet.
Warmer oceans don't just mean sea level rise. It means more humid summers and stronger atmospheric rivers. 2018, 2019, and 2020 saw record-setting ocean water temperatures here.
La Jolla Scripps, where we touched 80 degrees each summer. 80 degrees. If you're in Miami, you're like rolling your eyes. But that's significant for here.
Get to Megan about this humidity.
It's gonna be another humid one today. I went in depth in 2018 looking at when the summers started getting more humid. Since 2013, we've seen a spike in humidity during our summer months. And again last summer.
Warmer ocean waters like we've been seeing since 2013, peaking in 2018.
The ocean, the land, the atmosphere all work together. And when the atmosphere warms, you add more moisture, which adds more energy.
When you have more energy in the ocean, you're potentially going to have stronger storms, atmospheric rivers, hurricanes. But it doesn't promise that you'll be wetter, because at the same time, overall, we're having longer droughts, more severe droughts, repeated droughts.
There is hope, but it's up to us to make a change. Each person has to contribute in some way. Everything we do or don't do affects the natural cycle. So when we litter or waste or aren't conscious of what's around us, each one of us, it adds up. And it's not just about us, it's about future generations.
Looking for ways to better, improve the atmosphere, the ocean, because it's all where we live. So we have to. There's no choice.
Climate change is all about extremes. Worse droughts, worse floods, and living along the coast here in San Diego, we also have to worry about sea level rise. But there are little things that you can do every day to help slow the impacts of climate change, like picking up a piece of trash. In Torrey Pines, I'm ABC 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry.
Thanks, Megan. Our climate is changing, but not the same way across San Diego. The way we have built our county, cities, and neighborhoods is impacting temperature trends in unique ways. In one day and in one city, there can be massive variations from neighborhood to neighborhood, due in part to infrastructure. To measure these changes, volunteers and students from High Tech High installed devices from NOAA onto their cars to gather temperature data around San Diego. The data was put together in this map you can see there. It shows the difference in temperatures in San Diego County at one time, highlighting the drastic variety.
Overall, what it shows us is that on the same day, in a relatively similar location, we can see differentials in the heat by up to about 15 degrees.
Areas like Balboa Park are cooler thanks to grass and shady trees. Areas with more asphalt are hotter. It also found lower income neighborhoods were the areas that typically have fewer parks and grassy areas. Those same neighborhoods also tend to be older and not have things like air conditioning, creating unfair differences for the people living there. Now, the city of San Diego is using this knowledge to help target new infrastructure where the hottest temperatures were recorded. Other cities are also positioning themselves on the forefront of change.
I'm very proud to say that when we decided to go zero waste, it's something that other cities ended up doing.
Oceanside Mayor Esther Sanchez believes her city is a leader in our region in green policies. She has the programs to back it. We took a trip there to get a look for ourselves. Pure Water Oceanside turns recycled water into drinkable water through its state-of-the-art water purification facility. It's the first of its kind in our county, with 2 others planned. Right now, most of Oceanside's drinking water is imported from hundreds of miles away, which the city says can be expensive, require a lot of energy, and be vulnerable to the threat of climate change and drought. But Pure Water Oceanside creates a local renewable source of drinking water that's clean, safe, and good for the environment.
This way, we end up having our own water supply that is dependable and environmentally sustainable and also very, very safe.
Right now, Pure Water Oceanside accounts for 20% of the city's water supply. The goal is to increase that to 30% by 2030. The recycled water goes through a 5-step process before it's ready to drink. That includes 3 steps of purification before minerals are added and the water is given a final treatment.
We're having visitors from around the globe, right, to see this and say, okay, this is working. This is really, really exciting technology.
Also, last year, Oceanside took first place in a nationwide water conservation competition. It earned the title of Most Water-Wise among similarly sized cities in the U.S. But it's not just water. The city has a food recycling program called Green Oceanside Kitchen. That initiative aims to reduce food waste by taking edible foods that may not look perfect, would have been ending up in a landfill, then turning them into quality meals. They use a 1,700 square foot kitchen and a giant 500 square foot freezer to store items. They get donations from nonprofits and public and restaurants.
We noticed, we went to the restaurants and we noticed that, you know, if a tomato had a bruise, it was out the door, right? Instead of on a plate.
The kitchen also offers culinary classes. The demonstrations focus on sustainability and zero waste and take place in person or online. Government programs can only do so much. It's up to each of us to make a difference. One of the easiest ways is to recycle, but it may not be helping as much as you think. ABC 10 News reporter Jared Aarons takes an in-depth look at how much plastic actually gets recycled and what experts say we should be doing instead.
Blue bins like this one are the easiest way to recycle. You simply drop in your plastic and feel good that you're helping the environment. But data from a new report by Greenpeace says if you're just doing this, you're probably not doing enough.
It was surprising even to us.
John Hocevar is the director of the Greenpeace Oceans campaign. Their study looked at 367 recycling facilities around the country. It found only 8.4% of the 35 million tons of plastic waste created every year in the U.S. actually gets recycled.
There are billions of us going through trillions and trillions of throwaway plastic items a year. Almost none of that is recycled.
The study broke it down by those labels you see on plastic, that triangle with the arrows and the numbers 1 through 7. For anything with a number 1, like water or soda bottles, only 18.2% got recycled. Number 2, milk jugs and soap bottles, only 9.4%. Number 3, PVC pipes and tubing, 0%. Number 4, plastics, laundry baskets or plastic film, 4.2%. Number 5, yogurt cups, straws, plastic silverware, 0.6%. Number 6, to-go containers and cups, 0.4%. Number 7, basically every other kind of plastic, 0%. If it's not being recycled, it's all going to a landfill somewhere.
That's what we call wish cycling.
Ian Monahan from I Love a Clean San Diego says it's really up to consumers to sort through the complexities of their local recycling program.
Just because a product may have an arrow on it with a number may mean it's recyclable, but it may not be recyclable in your city, town, or county.
In San Diego, the county has this guide explaining what can be recycled. Monahan says you can feel confident tossing number 1 and 2 plastics in the bin. If you're not sure, a simple squeeze test can help.
If it's squishy, like a plastic bag, that's not recyclable.
But future forecasts for any kind of recycling are grim. In 2018, China, which bought most of the recycled plastic from the U.S., stopped all imports. And technology advances mean making new plastic is cheaper than recycling old material. That's why Monahan believes the only real solution is to eliminate single-use plastic from our lives.
Pick one product that you think you can do without and try not buying it for an entire month. You might find that your lifestyle is still great and you can expand that to other areas of your life.
To help, Greenpeace is putting pressure on companies to stop using plastic packaging and stop labeling items recyclable when there's little to no chance they'll actually be recycled. The state of California passed a law last year banning the recycling symbol, quote, unless the rigid plastic bottle or rigid plastic container meets the requirements for statewide recyclability. And state and city governments have stepped up with local bans on things like plastic bags, straws, silverware, and more.
Yes, we can all reduce the amount of throwaway plastic that we bring into our homes, but I think the real solution is making sure that our elected officials understand that we want this to be fixed.
Greenpeace says they plan to update their data later this year, but they expect it to tell the same grim story. They say it's time to start focusing more on reducing and reusing and focusing less on recycle. Jared Aarons, ABC 10 News.
Jared, so important for all of us to do our part and learn that system. Nearly every city in San Diego County has taken some action to limit the use of plastic. San Diego, Del Mar, Encinitas, and Oceanside stopped giving customers single-use plastic bags at grocery stores and many retail stores. In addition, Carlsbad is the latest local city to limit single-use plastic items. Under a new ordinance introduced this month, restaurants will no longer be able to give out single-use plastic utensils unless the customer specifically asks for them. Enforcement in Carlsbad starts in July of 2023. Vista, San Marcos, and Solana Beach have similar ordinances in place. There's a push for California to make big upgrades to its recycling program. That includes doubling California refund values, or CRV, refunds for cans and bottles. Cal Recycle is asking the state for hundreds of millions in funding. About half of that would go toward expanding mobile recycling programs aimed at reaching rural areas and setting up recycling vending machines in high traffic areas near stores and schools. The state legislature and governor's office will have the final say on whether to take up the proposal. And come November, California voters will decide if the state will take further action to reduce plastic use and improve recycling. A measure called the California Recycling and Plastic Pollution Reduction Voter Act will be on the ballot this year. If passed, it would add financial incentives to help reduce the state's plastic waste by 25% by 2030. There would be a fee on single-use plastic, packaging, and foodware. Revenue from the fee would then be distributed to groups like Cal Recycle, the California Natural Resources Agency, and local governments for recycling and composting efforts and habitat restoration. Well, the key is sustainability, and experts across the county are hoping compost becomes a household term sooner rather than later. Our ABC 10 News anchor Vanessa Paz shows us why composting is so crucial for our planet and how tossing every piece of food scrap into your yard waste reduces your carbon footprint.
Like clockwork each morning, Victor Sanchez of National City cuts up his breakfast, throwing scraps in this countertop caddy along with everything else left over in his morning routine.
Coffee grounds, filters.
Once it's full, he tosses it into a paper bag and into the yard waste outside. Now, for some, this process might look confusing, unfamiliar, but for Sanchez, it's a head start.
We read up on it, we learned about it, and then already had a green bin, so they didn't have to send one out.
Because as of January 1st this year, a new California law states all residents and businesses can no longer throw food waste like bones, eggs, dairy, and other organic material, including pizza boxes and napkins, into the landfill, also known as your garbage bin. Instead, they have to be tossed into the yard waste, making this countertop bin a future household staple.
When that state legislation kicked in, it really was the kick in the seat of the pants. We're now seeing new infrastructure put in place.
Jessica Toth runs the Solana Center for Environmental Innovation in Encinitas.
This is about a month's worth of food scrap from an average household.
She and her team have been trying to keep food waste out of landfill long before the SB 1383 was passed through their independent compost program.
40% of our landfill is organic material to date. So we need to keep it out of there because it's very detrimental to the environment when it off-gases methane.
Methane is a greenhouse gas scientists have argued is a driving force of climate change.
We're seeing the droughts and the fires, and I think people want to know what they can do.
And less food and organic material in landfill means less methane emitted into the atmosphere.
So we're generating a lot of organic material, and we need to find solutions.
Composting starts with food scraps and other organic material like mulch or plant debris mixed together in a bin like this.
What we want is to get to a temperature of 131 degrees.
Heating naturally over time, killing pathogens and seeds, but keeping vital nutrients, resulting in an amendment that you can toss right back into the soil, bringing that food waste full circle. Toth said city waste facilities across the state will either take the compost approach or turn that organic waste into renewable natural gas through anaerobic digesters.
In short time, we will be where we are with recycling. I mean, children understand about recycling and they encourage their families and their parents, and we're seeing the same thing with the organic material.
Meanwhile, Sanchez can agree his daughter is already picking the habit of going green.
I think the next couple of years is going to be a little pro.
Vanessa Paz, ABC 10 News.
And as Vanessa mentioned, as of this past January 1st, all Californians are now required to recycle organic waste. But state law does give until 2024 to roll it out. Soon enough, the future of waste in San Diego will be in those green bins you saw. The city of San Diego has ordered 240,000 of them. Right now, about 40,000 customers have received their green bins. The city says it hopes to deliver the remaining bins by late summer. The state's goal is to get 75% of organic waste recycled by 2025. State law will require fines for people who do not comply starting in 2024. To see how other local cities are preparing for the composting law and for a full breakdown of what you can compost, you can head to our website, 10news.com. From composting to gardening, the next generation is going hands-on to connect with the environment by growing their own food. ABC 10 News meteorologist Angelica Campos visited Grant TK through 8 to show us how young students are shaping the future for a better world.
We're celebrating Earth Day. We're here at Grant TK through 8, where the kids are growing their own veggies, recycling their own trays, and already doing so much more for the environment.
We get to do everything from, food chains, food webs, ecosystems, water usage, adaptability of native and non-native plants. Whatever they grow, they get to eat here.
We got a tour of the garden and a taste of their crops.
This is the Swiss chard. Yeah, Swiss chard. And it has a little bit of a salty taste to it. Yeah, absolutely.
This is organic.
Organic, yeah. It's kind of like spinach. So you're
this is good.
They also grow snap peas, carrots, radishes, zucchini, and they just planted tomatoes and lettuce.
We have carrots that are just about ready and they're excited to see that. And some of the kids will say, well, what is this? And I'll say, well, it's a carrot. And they'll say, well, what is this green stuff? And I'll say, well, that's the top of the carrot, you know, so it looks different than in the grocery store.
The hands-on experience encourages kids to eat more vegetables. But it's not just about the veggies. They're learning about pollinators as they grow native plants and herbs.
We have California native plants like the bee balm. We have California poppies, lemon verbena, so they're all tactile, smelly.
Fourth grader Brody Lilly says he loves coming to the garden in the morning.
My favorite part is when I get to go see the insects in the morning. And there's lots of cool insects such as roly-polies and spiders.
At Grant, kids are also helping the declining monarch population.
And right now we have a lot of monarch butterflies. The caterpillars are starting to grow on our milkweed, so they're really excited. They're very excited about it.
According to the National Wildlife Federation, planting a locally native species is the best option for helping the monarch butterfly population.
There you go.
The sustainable practices students at Grant are learning will make a difference now and for the years to come. A reminder of what it means to take care of our planet.
And it's places like this that remind us we are in good hands with the future generation. I'm ABC 10 News meteorologist Angelica Campos.
Angelica, what a fun way to get kids excited at a young age. And getting actively involved can be a great way to motivate yourself to make change. I spoke to multiple local groups who focus on bringing volunteers together to educate while also inspiring people to make a difference.
Bottle caps.
Walking around this park,
The urban tumbleweed, the plastic bag.
it's easy for Ian Monahan to find trash.
And as I'm standing right here, there is a cigarette butt and a plastic spoon.
And a common trend.
Plastic, by far, in all its forms, is the #1 pollutant that we find.
So his group, I Love a Clean San Diego, is trying to change that, organizing community cleanups around the county most weekends.
It gives people an opportunity who live right here in their community to do something and become knowledgeable about the products that, you know, are really, quite honestly, trashing our neighborhoods.
They focus on inland areas because the litter here will eventually end up on the coast.
While it's polluting your neighborhood where you are, eventually it's going to pollute more down in the ocean as well.
Along the beach, the Surfrider Foundation takes over with 4 coastal cleanups every month, hoping to get rid of trash while simultaneously educating.
So beach cleanups in particular are a really fascinating tool because they not only give folks an opportunity to help do good, right? They're physically removing trash from the beaches, but it also gives them an opportunity to see what the issue is.
Both groups see similar trends in types of garbage: cigarette butts, balloons, and a big one, single-use plastic.
Anything that's plastic, typically foodware based, because we make so much of it, and that's really where a lot of our single-use plastic comes from. We see it. And we see a lot of it.
Ian says you don't have to become zero waste overnight, but taking baby steps can go a long way.
Yes, you absolutely can make a difference. You don't need to alter your entire lifestyle. And again, that's why we emphasize start with one thing. Cut one thing out of your life that you can do, that you think you can do without.
Getting rid of this.
All of this stuff that I've got here in my bucket today is completely preventable.
To protect this.
You know, we have the saying, you know, because we love where we live. That's why we do it.
If you want to make a difference, here are some other small actions we can all do every day to help. Switch to reusable bags when shopping. Use a reusable water bottle and cutlery when eating takeout. Try walking or biking instead of driving your car. Conserve energy and water. Stay educated and help educate others on environmental issues and how to be more eco-friendly, and volunteer for community cleanups. For more Earth Day events and tips on how to help our environment, including local cleanup events, you can head to our website, 10news.com, and click on the weather section. There you'll also find more of tonight's stories, including Megan Perry's full conversation with Alex Tardy from the National Weather Service, information on free composting seminars, and a link to I Love a Clean San Diego's list of items to recycle. We want to thank you for joining us tonight for this special Earth Day celebration. We hope you learned a little and are feeling inspired to help protect our planet. I'm ABC 10 News meteorologist Leah Pizzetti. Have a great night.